Hey team, how you doing? Hey, this is Admin from PlexGuide. So we're going to do just a quick oversight or overview on PG Move. So some of you may be wondering which edition to use, PG Move or PG Blitz, or even PG Drive. So you're going to be like, what? So anyways, you're going to select option number 2. And just be aware that the stuff is always subject to change, but it's been pretty well stabilizing. Basically, PG Move is just a dead simple process to utilize. You can upload up to 750 gigs per day, and it's simple. And we have an unencrypted and encrypted edition. I highly recommend you just stick with unencrypted, because encrypted's not really supported. It'll work. I try to do some work on it, but the reason is it's just encrypted is just so hard to keep up, maintain with, due to multiple mounts and points. And yeah, if you ever play with it yourself, you know what I'm talking about. But we're gonna go ahead and select PG Move. So in order to make this work, the first thing you have to do is make sure you configure your rclone. PG Move only requires G drive setup. So if we go to rclone file, you see right here, this is the only thing that I have set up is G drive. If you follow the instructions on how to get your own key, that's very important. You'll see like rclone G drive configuration. You'll see this kind of buried in different locations because it's kind of repetitive in certain areas, but basically you need to have your own keys ready so you're good to go. And yeah, you just go ahead and launch this, but that's not the purpose of this video. That's just to kind of give you a warning. Okay, so you're like, well, what's the upload bandwidth limit mean? Okay, so if you're one of those people, like let's say you only download, I don't know, 50 gigs a day, but you wanted to get to your server as fast as possible, you could set your bandwidth limit up to 999 if you want. So if you press 3, and you see still a little bit in the old format, but you could type 20, and there you go. That's all you have to do. Basically what the warning was just trying to say is that if you already had this deployed, you need to redeploy it again. So if you're only going to upload like 50, 100 gigs a day, you can have this as high as you want, up to 999, which is ridiculous, but you can have that high. But once you exceed per 750 gig per day, you can run it through a thing called an API ban, meaning that you can't upload anything else for that entire day. And yeah, it's just sucks because your whole backlog can fill. So if you see yourself using more than 750 gigs per day, use PG Blitz. You can switch between PG Blitz and PG Move, but again, this purpose is to kind of show you this. So I already have my G drive set up. I already have the upload sema, so I'm going to go ahead and deploy it. So it's going to deploy PG drive with PG Move. See? And so we added some things here if you haven't used it in a while, but it's making sure that your G drive works. So I noticed that by implementing that, I've been having less issues with people talking about rclone issues and X, Y, and Z. So it's been quite helpful. See, so validated it and says it's good to go. It's destroying all your old services and rebuilding the services that you only need. And look at that, we got a transpoint error. What is this? Unexpected failure, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So the reason, now I'm gonna keep this video going. And the reason for that is because most likely, let's see, ls la mount move. See right here? So when this happens, there was something in that drive that existed before, or just something happened. It's rare for this to occur, but it can happen. So if you get a transpoint error, it just means it couldn't connect. So if we type smove, it looks like it loaded and it died. So let's get out of this, do a sudo reboot, and we'll deploy it again. And again, I just want you to see this real time, just in case you ever have any issues, right? So it shouldn't take too long to boot. So let's look at this real quick. So PG Move, trying to think here. So you set up the rclone. Let's look at this rclone real quick. And if you notice here, personal key generation, this is basically what you're going to do. You can have a video for it. You're going to create your own keys. And so when you set up rclone, it will just pop in. If you forget to create your own keys, everything's just going to run really, really, really slow. And this. Okay, let's try it again. So it's not a bad thing that you got to see the transpoint error. So if that ever happens, it means something was there before, something just backfired. So I'm going to go ahead and kick this off again. Okay. and we're going to do PG move. And we're going to deploy it. So you saw earlier that the validation check checked out, but Linux, sometimes if drives aren't killed off properly, you'll run into to errors. Let's see what we got. Cross your fingers. Because video will be no good if it just messes up. There we go. Okay. So flukes like that happen. And then it's deploying Union FS for you, which is merging your local drive and your G drive. And I'm going to show you like 2 or 3 commands to help you out. So I always got tired of typing system CTL status G drive. Sounds simple, but can't remember how to spell. If you're all new to it, it's just going to piss you off. Okay. And then also to show real-time execution of everything working. So we could type pg log, and you can see that there's information about the system. Good. Okay. I'm trying to think here. So let's do lsla mount move. Not mount move. That's your local drive. G drive. Just make sure everything works there. That's good. It's thinking. Maybe take a little bit too much, right? There we go. Perfect. So next we're going to type lsla or systemctl status G drive. And that was what I was referring to right there, right? And then let's say you wanted to edit it. It's just a pain. So all you have to do is type s G drive. So that means status G drive. So it's just a custom PlexGuide command. And then you could type N for nano, and then you could type G drive, and it will allow you to edit and look at the service. So you can see right here, this is how G drive is set up. So if you ever want to tinker with the numbers, you know, increase your cache or whatever, feel free to do so here. There's a reason why I have those set, because those been working out pretty well. So you can see how you type ng drive and that. So if we go to cd mount move, and then we do touch zzbbq cat txt, right? So if we do lsla, it will sit there, and what happens is every so often it will move the file automatically for you. So lsla, so zzbbq cat's there. So anyways, every 30 seconds to 1 minute, what happens is it will detect the files there, and it'll move it to your G drive. And remember, no more than 750 gigs per day. But other than that, that's pretty much it. PG move is just simple. Just put in your keys, deploy it, and call it a day. PG Blitz is a little bit more involved, because if you ever get a chance to look at it, just in case you're sticking around for any reason, right? Come on, there we go. Where you at? Okay. If you look at PG Blitz, you'll notice the menu is a little bit more complicated. Not too much, but you'll see that there's even a menu within a submenu. So you got to log in, generate some keys, etc. So a little bit more involved in PG Move. So other than that, hey, we appreciate your time. So quick jump in the video there, right? Have a good one. Later.